Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we are with another Self-Talk Sunday. And I thought today I'd talk about the power of your small wins. And to do that, I think it would be important for me to tell you about a story of this guy named Darnell Self. That's me, by the way. Hey, guys, good morning. So at 28 years old, and this is a 30-second story, so it's not a long story. But at 28 years old, I had the worst financial season in my life, right? My house is up for foreclosure. My car had just been repossessed. This is August of that year at 28 years old. And I don't say any of this, by the way, if you don't know me, for you to feel sorry for me at all, because that was the season of my life where I did the most self-reflecting. I took a hard look in the mirror, and so it helped to grow and shape me to the person I am today. So don't feel sorry for me. But it's just who I was. And I had to get out of that place, right? It was a deep, dark place when you feel like you thought you'd be further along in life. You know what I mean? If you've ever been there before, you felt like, man, I thought I'd be further along. I didn't think I'd be at this place. And so at 29, it all turned around for me, right? And I snapped my fingers like it happened overnight. It didn't. And so that's why I thought I'd share with you all today with this Self-Talk Sunday. It's like, how did I turn that around? Because I don't want to take for granted that other people know how to get out of that place. And so anyway, I did some reflecting this morning. I thought, this is what I want to encourage folks with today. It was the power of small wins. And the reason why I think this is important, and most people don't get it this way, you may have heard celebrate all wins before, but it's how you define the win that's most important, right? It's how you define the win. Hey, good morning, everybody. So it's how you define the win. Because if you define a win as a result, then you're waiting for the result. And sometimes that takes longer than we want. And so we get discouraged. Like, man, I haven't lost a pound yet. That's a result, right? So we're discouraged. We're like, man, I still haven't lost weight, but I'm doing all of this work and I'm trying to eat better, or I still haven't gotten this contract, or if you're in real estate, I still haven't sold the home, or if you're in sales like me, man, I still haven't been able to market the service or the product, right? So if you're waiting, those are all results. And so counting results as a win wasn't healthy for me at the time, because I had a low self-esteem. Look, when you've lost a lot, when you're not where you thought you'd be, you don't look at yourself the same, right? A low self-worth. And not that anyone around me said, man, you're worthless, but I didn't see myself being as valuable as I should have. And how you see yourself is what you attract for yourself. And that's why you have to be careful. So long story short, or long story longer, because this is a lot longer than I thought. So I started to learn how to define my activities as wins, right? So like if you stretched this morning, that was a win, right? But forget that you lost weight. Like if you in your spiritual life, if you prayed this morning, that you don't have to be the closest to God, but you got closer to God. You see what I mean? So it's the I learned how to start celebrating the activity. And all of a sudden, all these activities strung together yielded the results I wanted. You see? And so it's how you define the win. And the activity is actually a win. You know what I mean? You took the stairs instead of the elevator. Forget the results. Forget the results for a second. That was a win. You know what I mean? You studied. You read a real estate book. You took a course, right? That was a win. Forget the result. But you're winning because the activities, as long as these activities are activities that will get you closer to a positive result that you desire. I'm not talking about the bad activities, right? Because habits are critical, right? Because habits can be good and bad, right? And so I once heard that, the habits in the beginning are so light that they go unnoticed. But in the end, the chains of habit are so heavy that sometimes they feel unbreakable. And so check those habits immediately, right? So the habit of, I did it this morning. I woke up and did 2 push-ups this morning. Forget, somebody else comparing yourself to somebody who's doing 200. And that's what messed me up year 1, by the way, comparing myself to others. Man, it took me 7 years to get my bachelor's degree, y'all. If I was comparing myself to someone who got their bachelor's degree in 3 years, I'd never succeed, because I keep thinking about how much of a failure I am because of someone else who did it in 3 years. Forget comparing yourself to other people, by the way. I'm just saying what you do, celebrate. Forget what other people do. What you do, celebrate, right? So I'm telling you, celebrating these small wins will get you there. Why? Because Most people look for the results. I get it, right? They're like, man, I want to have those results. I want to have that lifestyle. I want to live like they live. But guess what? That lifestyle they have came from some results, right? No, unless someone gave it to them. I'm talking about people who earned it. Came from some results, and those results they enjoy today came from activity. Unless someone gave it to them, they earned it through consistent activity. No one in the world has results that weren't given to them, that were earned, that didn't do some activities that yielded that result. And so what do? You take it back and say, okay, so if they have those results and I want that same result, whether it be how they look, right, their size, whether it be their results, their lifestyle, whether it be contributions, I want to be able to give to ministries like that, whatever it is. Some activity took place in order for them to be in a position to give like that. So what you do is you take a step back and say, instead of keep looking at their results, let me take a look at what their activity was. That's when people come up to me and they say things like, man, I would love to have that. I'm like, no. But they say, can I follow you around? You really don't want to follow me around and do everything I do today, because what I did to get here is really what you want to know, not what I do today, because what I do today is slightly different. I can spend more time with my kids today. I can celebrate and travel the world with my wife today. But in the beginning, I didn't do any of those things. Right? And so the activity is what you want to mimic, and that's what you want to celebrate. You do the right activities over a period of time. And the only reason I'm doing these Self-Talk Sundays is because the activity, you have to take one more step back. And the only reason you do an activity is because of a particular attitude you have. Otherwise, you don't do the activity. I don't feel like I'm not going to do the push-up. I'm not going to do the sit-up. I'm not going to do the activity. So you don't even do the activity to be able to celebrate the activity if you don't have the right attitude. And the only reason I'm doing this Self-Talk Sunday is because perhaps something I say one Sunday will shift the way you think about yourself through self-talk. I am bigger than this. I can do this, right? Self-talk, because those are conversations you have most with yourself, not anybody else, yourself. And if I can help shift that attitude, then I already know you'll do the activity. And if you'll do the activity through some of the tips and wisdom that we'll share, you'll start celebrating the activity. If you celebrate the activity, you'll feel like you're winning. And if you feel like you're winning, you'll do more of it. If you do more of it, you'll yield the results. If you yield the results, you'll have the lifestyle. Been another Self-Talk Sunday. Hope you guys have an amazing day and an amazing week. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.